Well, nice to have a catch up for you, Lee, as we're getting closer to the next game, of course. Another home game against Swindon coming up. But first of all, we all know what happened last week. You want to be put behind you, but you've worked with your players this week. How's it been?
As you'd expect, we've had a really good response from the players in the video room, but also out on the training pitch, and that's what you'd expect. And we've highlighted the areas of the game which were unacceptable and what we need to address and what we need to improve. We let the players lead a lot of it in terms of getting their feedback. You don't want to just stand in there telling the players. They've got to take some ownership with it, and the responses we got were just what we needed. You
always get a feeling in football when you're working with players and coaching them day in and day out, and then even on match days, how they feel, the words they use, you can smell it sometimes. Can you smell that your boys are raring to go and ready for the next battle?
Yeah, you want to see it, Graham. That's what we want to see, and the response we've had in the training sessions shows that they're up for the battle, up for the fight to improve us. Obviously not the start of the season that any of us wanted or expected. You want better than what you've come up with, but certainly the players have got the bit between the teeth. You know, they're lively this morning. There's not a lack of confidence, so it's all right saying it, isn't it? We need to start putting performances on.
You look at every outlet that you do as the manager, of course, and you would have gone over it and over it and over it again over the weekend to come into a full week's training. Have you changed anything?
We've just reiterated some of the messages. I don't think it's a time for absolute panic and start changing everything that we're doing. The processes in terms of how we get the messages to the players is the same. Then we've highlighted what we're after to be better. Then it's for the players to then transfer that into the training sessions, which we've seen, because we're all conscious of what it looked like on Saturday, and we don't want a repeat of that.
Has it been difficult or tricky for the first time to put down your team and which way you're going to go because of what happened?
Well, you have to do with a clear. The easy thing is just to change everything, and we're trying to have a change. But you've got to be realistic with the team that we have in terms of it's a long season, plenty of games to go still. So in that sense, it's just reiterating the messages. There ain't going to be a big overhaul of players who started and who didn't start. It's up to us to get the best out of them, put them into situations where we feel we can get more out of them and they can do better.
Football moves on very quickly because there's always games going on. It's incredible how stats come and you think, oh, I can't believe that. And I suppose one that you can't believe and you've got to really address is the home form has gone wrong somewhere along the line. There's been no goals and no wins in 6, I think, or something like that. And
yep,
that's not good enough, but it's amazing how that stat comes up because of how it's gone.
Yeah, well, that stat comes up because you don't win football matches at home. Whatever excuses people want to give or try to give for us, we need to do better at home. We need to be a team that the crowd are proud of. That's essential. And we were that last year, and it's tailed off, and we need to get back to that. And it's something we've addressed and we want to address quickly, because we need to make our own fans happy. We want them to come to the games, and I think every home crowd can forgive you when you've had a go and you lose a football match, but particularly some of them games gone. Some areas that we've addressed this week, we need to see improvements in.
And the thing is as well that the fans have been response to you in a positive way, and that again gives you a good feeling coming into another home game.
Well, the fans have been brilliant, and I'm not going to say that there isn't people out there who will go the other way, which you lose at home in that manner. You should do. So when people are giving you criticism, it's important that you take it on board, and they're just showing their emotion and their passion for their football club. We're in control of trying to align with them, if you like, but the response has generally been good. But I'm also conscious that there will be people who aren't happy with the performance that went, and like I say, it's up to us to get aligned, everybody. Like I say, if you lose a football match, but you've got to address the areas that we were below par on Saturday.
Swindon up next, and they've had a start that they wouldn't have wanted either, a bit like yourselves. What are you expecting?
Yeah, but they've had a similar to start to ourselves, yeah, that's right. But he's not been there long. They've had a turnover of players, and they've got really good players in their squad. You saw the second half against Chesterfield, and on the opening Friday night, I thought they were good in that second half. So again, he won't be getting too downhearted after 2 games. He'll be saying the similar things to us, won't he, in terms of wanting a response from his players. So it's 2 teams who have just come off the back of heavy defeats, and it'll be a game of character, I would think.
2 teams, wounded animals.
Yeah, wounded animals, all the cliches, everything that you want to say, but I don't want to keep saying all cliches and too many words, because words, it just builds it up, and then if the players and us aren't able to get that performance we want, it's just a waste of time. So it's not about keep saying words, it's actually about us trying to perform better on a Saturday.
Let's have the update on the injuries in the treatment room then.
Yeah, at the minute we just Omar and Bogle. Obviously we've got young Nathan Robinson out for some time. Longy's had some more work in him. Constant question, where's Longy? But we say 2 games gone. We want him to be in a real healthy position where he can play more minutes. So what we're doing is just managing what we're doing with him. But he's up for selection again on Saturday. Charlie Finney's fully up to speed. Owen Lunt's had another game in the no injury concerns, but he's had another game after the back of being out for so long. Again, really important. Charlie Finney out for so long, really important what we do. They won't be happy in terms of not being involved in the squad, but it's really important because we've got to think longer term, where we're able to get players on the pitch more often.
No more Bogle, is he progressing? Is he getting closer?
Yeah, I'd hope so. I was hoping for this weekend, but he is progressing. He's beginning to move much better. So hopefully we'll get some good news in the next 2 to 3 days in terms of when he's actually going to rejoin the group, because he's doing physical work outside, a lot of physical work in the gym, but nothing compares to being out with his mates on the pitch.
If you want to just pull out some positives, Matt Solicek gets selected for the goal of the round when you lost at Rotherham, and Mickey Dimitriou gets his name and quite rightly so in the PFA Team of the Year. Yeah,
Matt took his goal really well. I'll just reiterate the things that I've said. Them types of players, that's what they're going to be based on. How many goals they can create, opportunities they can create, and how many goals they can create. But again, Mattis is doing all right, moving along nicely. Another player who had a chunk of the season out last year, so again mindful of him and his minutes and not flogging him to death. Mickey, Team of the Year for both won it, so the LMA Awards, Team of the Year in that, and the PFA Team of the Year. I think that's right. He's been outstanding since he's been at the football club, a real leader. We don't often get players selected for Team of the Year. Went with his wife, looked like they had a really nice evening. And I'm sure everyone else is proud of him because I think it's fully deserved. If I'll stretch it a little bit, I thought he was one of probably the best centre-half in the league throughout the season. So fully deserved, and let's hope that form can continue throughout the season.